I was first diagnosed with bipolar disorder at the age of 23 after a severe mania which landed me in hospital. You may not be aware of what mania involves, but it usually is an episode of very, very high mood, and sometimes quite dangerously so. I suffered a postpartum psychosis, or what's sometimes called puerperal psychosis, so somebody might call it that, when I was 28 and with my first child, my daughter, and I'd been well since my diagnosis 5 years before because I'd been put on lithium and that suited me very well. I was one of the 1 to 2 women in every 1,000 births, that's the whole population, will suffer a postpartum psychosis. Postpartum psychosis is a very severe disorder that occurs immediately after childbirth, usually within the first couple of weeks, sometimes days. And it can manifest itself like a very extreme episode of bipolar mania, or perhaps mixed, what we call a mixed episode. Because at times it might be mixed in with feeling low and anxious as well, and sometimes paranoid, or hallucinations, seeing things, or delusions, and believing things that aren't actually true. And some women have sort of imagined that their baby's flying around the room. Some women, quite often it can be religiously connected, so some women might think their baby is the Messiah. And it can be very dangerous, both to the mother and very rarely to the child. So it has to be recognised, and psychiatric help has to be sought immediately. It is a real psychiatric emergency. There are quite a few important decisions that women with bipolar disorder face, and when they're not very aware of their condition, there are quite a few risks. The biggest thing really is around childbirth, because women with bipolar disorder have a very high risk of having an episode immediately after childbirth or during pregnancy. If you have bipolar disorder and you are thinking of having a baby, or you are pregnant, it's really, really important to prepare yourself so that you can avoid any problems that might come up. And I'm very aware of this problem, not only because of having a postpartum psychosis myself with my first child, but I then sort of thought about what had happened and educated myself. And with my second child, a couple of years later, I made sure I didn't have one, and I was absolutely fine. Number one tip, I would say, is get yourself referred to a perinatal psychiatrist, a specialist perinatal psychiatrist, because they know how to advise you, what you should be doing, how you should negotiate whether to stay on your meds, whether to reduce your meds, whether to breastfeed, whether to have them afterwards, what things to consider. It's really good to try and recognise the condition as soon as you can and get help, and so that you can be aware of those dangers.